In Ruiner, you play as some random guy with a robot helmet who gets brain hacked and sent on a job to assassinate the boss of heaven, which is kind of a shady organization that of course runs everything. Luckily, before that happens, you get shocked and a hacker going by her saves you. Besides the whole brain hacking thing, they also find out the group that brain hacked you in the first place kidnapped your brother. So now with the help of her, it's time to get payback for the people who screwed your brain in the first place and kidnapped your brother and save him, of course. As you can see, the setup is simple and straight to the point, though that doesn't mean you're in for a dull experience. The game does a pretty good job showing this dark dystopian world you're in. The character dialogue and interaction ain't bad. Not to mention as you play through the game, you get file entries that help to build up this world even more and explain certain characters and factions and stuff like that. Of course, you don't have to pay attention to any of this, but it's still nice they build an interesting world on top of the gameplay when they didn't really have to. Speaking of gameplay, as you can see, this is an isometric shooter. Move with the left stick, aim with the right, and shoot with a button. Of course, you got a melee weapon too if you want to whack someone over the head or stab them or make them bleed out. There's a good amount of different weapons in the game as well. You got rocket launchers, you got weapons that make you on fire, ice, laser beams, all that type of stuff. What's also pretty cool is the death animations. After beating up your enemy at a certain point, you see like a yellow little circle around them. Just click the stick and bam, death animation, which is freaking brutal looking. What's also great, you don't have to be close at all to do it. You can be really far away and the game will zoom you right there and boom, death animation. Why you should be doing this is not only because it's cool looking, it's because it makes the enemy drop health, and one other important thing, it makes them drop karma. Karma is basically your XP. The more you get, the more skills you can use. You can also get more by just finding boxes lying around that have karma in it and by getting a good rank after a battle. There's a good amount of skills that can fit the playstyle you're looking for. You get stuff like grenades, supply drops, slow-mo, and what I think is most important, dashing. Since it lets you zip around really fast so you can avoid death and other horrible things. What's great is the game gives you a little video preview of the skills, so you know what you get into. And since you can't really max out the skills because the game only lets you level up to a certain point, you can remove points and put into other skills that you actually like. This is wonderful because you're not punished for being experimental. I found the combat to be simply put awesome. It's fun, fast, and not really frustrating. All the buttons are really responsive, so you never really feel cheated. There's no continues or anything like that. And if you die, all that happens is you gotta start the section over again. Not the whole section, but there's that little section you're fighting in. You do visit the little hub town here and there. You can just walk around and see people talk and stuff. You can also accept the little missions, but there's not a lot of them. It's like what, like 2 or 3? For example, one of them is a girl you could talk to that wants you to hack some cats who are spying on people. Yeah, I know, weird, right? And the reward you get for this is secret guns in the field. Other rewards is just learning a little bit more about certain characters and the world itself. The game does look really good. It's the season's atmosphere as well, giving the perfect vibe of a dingy, dark, and messed up world. The levels themselves also have their own special little look to them, so you won't get bored while in combat. The music is pretty good as well, keeping you hyped up during your killing bonanza. Surprisingly, the frame rate is buttery smooth, keeping up with all the fast combat, and the camera was never an issue. The most technical issues I had is that after killing someone, the body sometimes will go a little crazy, and there are times when you're doing the animation kill, the body would just fall and you're just hitting thin air. But don't worry, you still get your health and karma bonus for it. I had a bloody good time with this game, and yeah, pun intended, because this game is pretty bloody. It is a pretty short game. It lasted me about, what, 3 to 4 hours, and that was in my normal playthrough. If you're wondering for replay value, there is a hard mode, and there's a new game plus mode, which is harder than a hard mode, and carries over your skill points. There's also a Coliseum mode, which you gotta survive waves and waves of enemies for about 10 rounds. And lastly, there's a speedrunner mode, which cuts out all the talking, hub world stuff, and challenges you to beat the game the fastest you can. Doing all this extra stuff also can unlock some costumes for you, so you could, dress up your guy. So if you're looking for a short, sweet, and violent shooter that has a fun as hell combat system, I think this one might be for you. So go out there and ruin some lives. Hold your Quickie, and for game's sake, keep giving. Laters.